Hi, everyone. Welcome back. This is part two of a two-part recap. If you're wondering where part one was, well, go check in the feed and be sure to subscribe so that way you always get your episodes. But enough of that. Let's get right back into the episode.
So then we go to Brit with her sister Sher, who we're going to see this relationship and how Brit's a total victim of all of this. So Sher is late, I guess. And Brit's like, wow,
Look who decided to join us for lunch.
Or dinner now. So Cher's like, okay, hi, okay, well, hi. So they're saying hi, and Brit's like, oh my god, like how, she's like, how are the kids? And Cher's like, well, you know, like one of them's like 6'3" at this point. She's like,
No. I don't go that long without seeing them. It's probably been like a month since I've seen them, and that's like, no.
you haven't seen them in like a year. Let's be honest. You're trying to cover on camera.
So she's like, you know, my sister always took care of me. She always fought for me when the girls were bullying me for being a hot future real estate agent in a denim top. And, you know, I just can't believe we can't be friends. And then they talk about their mom, and Cher's mad at the mom, and she's probably got her blocked because Cher's always fighting with everybody. But then we find out Cher has like severe depression issues, and that she used to be best friends with Brit, but then Brit found a man and ditched her, which I think we've all experienced that. And she's like, but that's my husband. And she goes, yeah, but then, you know, when I want to have a private conversation with you and talk about my depression or how I'm feeling like shit, she starts crying. And she goes,
Well, I don't care. That's my husband. He has to be there.
I'm like, okay, so you're a bad sister too. Because really, your husband even has to be there like at her darkest times. She can't ever have a moment alone with you because you're married. Give me a fucking break. This girl sucks. Team Cher.
Yeah. And Cher's so nice. She was so nice to the server when the server came by. She's like, thanks, babe. And, you know, Cher's like, look, I get it. It's your man. I'm not hating. I love him, you know, but like, I need like one-on-one time. And, you know, and Brit's like,
You know what? Cher loves Mike, and Mike has been like a big brother to her, but I think she takes out her issues with me on him.
I'm like, no, she probably is just sick of him being there. He probably doesn't want to be there either, by the way. I don't think he is one of the more disinterested husbands that we've seen in a while.
He's like that dog. He's like, please let me just go. It's like,
No, you and Mimosa are going to sit here and judge Cher with me.
So Brit's basically like saying, you know, Mike's been great to her. And she goes,
You know, I don't have a lot of friends, and it's just always been like me and family.
if you don't have a lot of friends, you may want to examine that. Like, just
no, everybody's jealous of her. She's just like so hot, man. Like, it's really hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard being her. She's just one of those people. It's like, it's so hard.
People are
so
jealous.
hot. People are so jealous. I was in music videos in high school. Okay.
But they get to a nice place, and they do, you know, they reaffirm that they love each other, and, you know, and Brit makes the ultimate sacrifice, which is that she gets like 3 texts and a phone call, and she's like,
Now you know it's real, because by the way, Mike is trying to text me, and I'm not answering his text right now.
like, oh wow, thank you for that major sacrifice that you're making.
Yeah. So then I have to say, on a completely unrelated note, Cher's also very good on camera. Like, Cher came ready. She was like a natural, like she's been on TV for 15 years. She did a great job. I say fire Britney and bring on Cher. I want to hear more about Cher and her issues. I want to see Cher fighting with their mom. You know what I mean? That's what I want.
Listen,
get rid of Brit.
Her name isn't Chaz, it's Cher. Okay, she was meant to be a star.
Oh, poor Chaz. It's like, what did I ever do?
Listen,
Besides nothing.
Scoreboard.
Yeah. So then next we go to Dennis in the studio with the hot dog king. So Drew comes in and she's like, hi, everybody. And he's like, wait a minute, are you performing tonight? She's like, I'm always performing in the booth, don't I always? Oh, God, I'm so excited about this record. 80 songs. God, we're the new Taylor Swift. A live poet society. A live hot dog society.
How about we call our album Noons? You know, because like Taylor's is like midnight, so ours will be noons. See what I'm going for there? It's gonna be huge.
Taylor Slow.
Dress Ripper Slow.
So we hear some lyrics. Ladies, if you sick and tired of it. Okay, so she gets up there to sing. This is where she can't like stay with the music or anything. And she's like, ladies, if you sick and tired of it, slide on him, glide it, slide on him. Ew, I don't want a song produced by a hot dog person with these lyrics. I don't like it.
Well,
slide on it, glide on it, slide on it. No.
It is how.
Give me a
It is how
bun.
you put a hot dog in a bun.
No, give me a
Slide
dry
it in.
bun.
Wait a second. I'm not sure if I understand the motivation, ladies. If you're sick and tired of it, add some relish or some onions. Is that new slang? Is that new slang, Dennis? He's like, just trust me.
Put some chili on it, and put some chili on it. Steam it, relish it, ketchup, ketchup.
Do you want your bun toasted? Toasted. So Dennis is like, I mean, now that you're single now, you've got to give the guys a little, And she's like, well, I'm not technically single. I haven't signed on the dotted line yet. And she tells us, Dennis is an intricate part of the album, which I think she meant to say integral, but she said intricate. Like he's like very intricate. He's so intricate on this album. There's actually the album artwork is just Dennis's face, but done in a mosaic. It's very intricate.
He's serving as my executive producer. He's placing me with various award-winning producers of hot dogs, sure, but they've won things, and that's the point.
We are so honored that we have a representative from the Heinz Corporation writing some of our lyrics for our ketchup song.
I actually have a tune done by the Coney Island producer. Coney Island dog producer. So it's huge.
So we just have a great partnership and to put out an incredible body of music and also hot dogs. Because it just works.
It is going to be awkward that an entire song has to be done in Hebrew, but you know what?
We're trying to cover all the bases with every brand.
I think Hebrew really needs a sexy song kind of referencing penises and hot dogs at the same time. We're going to change the world together. So,
I was really hoping we could find a producer named Nathan just to really just see it all the way through, but unfortunately he was booked.
Yeah, so she's like, y'all trying to get me in trouble, huh? And he's like, trouble with who? And she goes, yeah, I've been in a lot of trouble these days with And he's like, oh, with Portia? He's like, I don't even know what's going on with that. Do not pull me into more Portia shit, even though I'm sitting here right on her show. Somehow I've managed to be on 5 seasons of television. God, I hate this.
He's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And then it's like, rewind to 2 weeks ago, Portia being like, when you show up anywhere on these cameras with anybody else, it's going to be a problem. And he's like, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. So Drew says, to be honest, there wasn't drama with Dennis and I working together until now. I don't know how genuine it is because Portia's going through a lot of things, but this isn't affecting Portia. Well, yeah, there wasn't drama with you and Dennis working together until now because there weren't cameras until now. And that is Portia's big issue. She doesn't want Dennis to be able to have a platform to talk shit about her.
Yeah. And so she's like, when I go hang out with my girls, it's a little stressful of an environment. I go, okay, Drew, just be quiet.
It's stressful of an environment.
Yeah.
It's not a stressful environment, but it's stressful of the environment.
Yeah.
The environment,
He's like, I get it.
It's intricate.
It's intricate. So he's like, she told me she was good with it, but now it's not okay. And he's like, yeah, but when we started this, to be fair, she was in Nigeria. So I didn't have to be like, hey, this is what I'm doing. But now she's not in Nigeria. Now she's here and she cares,
And she's like, well, can you bridge the gap and let's just clear the air. He's like, well, you do that. So she says, me and Portia at this point, it's like a closed door for me, like much of the music industry. And I've made several attempts to try to talk to her. And you have to just let Portia be Portia and we'll talk on Portia's time. And if not, it is what it is. She's acting like she's like totally unbothered by the fact that Portia isn't calling her back. But it's killing her on the inside because like she's trying to hitch onto that Portia star.
And I like Dennis because he's as unhelpful as he's always been. Like, it doesn't matter. Just change the woman out and he's still completely unhelpful. She's like, well, this is an issue with you and Portia. So it would really be nice if you spoke with Portia. And he's like, no. Good luck with that.
No, No, I'm in the middle of writing a really good song about Oscar Myers. So
Like
then Drew,
the most important part is my mother's loving the storyline. So.
he's like, okay, Drew, we wrote a song about someone who choked on a hot dog. So I'm going to need you to go in there and start singing the lyrics. So she gets in there and she's like, bitch, I need to breathe. Bitch, I need to breathe.
Heimlich, 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 Heimlich. And they're like,
Can you go a little bit deeper with your voice?
She's like, Heimlich, Heimlich. Okay, just a little bit deeper. Heimlich, Heimlich. Okay, hold the Heimlich out like you're going, Heimlich, Heimlich. She goes, Heimlich, Heimlich. Just burned down the studio.
She's like, okay, well, that
Her
song
music
is
video
really
the
kicking my
joking
butt.
Poster in the back of a diner. It's just like,
That's the choreo.
put your palms on the little corner of the chest and push Heimlich and push Heimlich.
For real, though, the lyric is, bitch, I need to breathe. And she says it about 50 times. And they're like, can you go a little slower? Can you go a little deeper? And she does the same iteration. And then she goes, wow, I mean, this song is really kicking my butt. You're making Grace Lilly sound like Tina Turner right now.
And Dennis is like, it's a hit, though. It's a hit. It's a hit. People all over the country people all over the country are going to be doing the Heimlich. You have saved lives today, ma'am.
Memo to our editor, Christina. I'm going to need you to do a remix of the hit song Heimlich, 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 Heimlich. Giving you some visuals. Heimlich, 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 Heimlich.
So now we're getting ready for Angela's dinner, and Shamia FaceTimes Portia, and she's talking about how she wants to apologize and stuff. And Portia's like, just look good. So then Britt's talking to Kelly on FaceTime, and everyone's like, I don't want to go to the hood. Please don't make us go to the hood. This neighborhood is just hood. Don't make us go there. And she's like, what are you talking about? It's Bankhead.
No one wants to go to Bankhead. I didn't know anything about Bankhead.
Me neither.
Except Tallulah Bankhead, right? Isn't that someone? But apparently Bankhead is not the safest place, and they all do not want to go there. So Shamia is asking Portia if she's talked to Drew, and Portia's like,
no, and it's not going to happen tonight because, like, you know, it just needs to be one-on-one. And, like, I don't know, like, I kind of heard a demo of her song, and it really fucking sucks. I just don't want to be near that mess. Heimlich, Heimlich. Damn, it's catchy.
She's basically like, no, I'm not going to talk to Drew.
I'm so sorry. I'm trying to see if Swinging Richards was located in Bankhead.
Oh.
Because just so I can stand up for Bankhead for a minute. Because that was an amazing place.
Ronnie, how did your fucking Heimlich song get so catchy? It's just 2 words. It's not even barely sung. I'm sitting here going, Heimlich,
I'm going to become a pop master. So then they're talking about, Shamia and Portia are talking about Drew. Did you already do this while I was Googling?
Yeah, they just talk. Basically, Portia will have a one-on-one with Drew, but she's not going to do it in a group scene. That's what she basically says.
Thank you. So then he's like, tonight the theme is black excellence. I wanted the ladies to wear all black, just super sexy black. So she's really excited about, you know, an all black party, which is kind of every party. And then so we go into this bank, and it looks really cool. It's like a huge vault door that you have to open. Yeah. It'll look kind of cool.
They do a big transition shot. Oh, they had so much fun in Final Cut on this episode because they had this giant vault door, like you just said, and this guy opens the vault door and it opens it very slowly. And on the other side of the vault was a close-up shot of Angela's face. I was like,
Angela's
wow, you
walking,
walk into.
She's like walking confidently.
I was like, oh, wow. Walk into Angela's mouth. That's what this is. Because they just had her face right inside the vault like this.
But I also kind of wanted to see what that restaurant looked like when you open that giant door. I wanted to see a view of the restaurant. But you know what? Angela works too. So, and it was a cool edit. So then she's like, I don't care. Whatever. What'd you say?
I said it was a good use of masking. It's a little shout out to the post-production team for their using the magnetic mask in Final Cut Pro.
Yeah.
Can you tell I've been watching Final Cut Pro tutorials? I'm like, great use of the magnetic mask, guys.
Can we get a little more sepia on that?
Can we use a new filter? Oh, it's Carl, your editor now.
So everybody arrives wearing black, and they're like, oh my God, you're wearing black. I'm wearing black. Oh my God, you look so good in black. You look good in black. I'm wearing black too. And then Kenya comes in, and she's, of course, wearing bright, like
like a Statue of
Baby
Liberty
blue.
kind of. It was like the background of our screen here. She's wearing Crappens blue, aka Statue of Liberty green, and Brit's like,
I thought we were all wearing black.
and Portia's like, what are you wearing? She's like, Versace, honey. And they're like, you're supposed to wear black. She goes, I didn't get the memo. But they're like, it's obvious. It was like right. We see the invitation. It's like right up there, right in the center. It's like you are cordially invited to chic black dress code at a bank.
And she's like, I don't own black stuff. Sorry. I'm expecting her to show up in the next scene wearing black because that's very Kenya.
She will.
So then she comes
It's
in.
a hard
and she
color to
says,
find.
Yeah, black. So she comes in and says hi to everybody and says hello to Brit. And Brit's like, oh, wow, that was a pat. That wasn't a hug. And she's like, that's a hug without getting makeup on me.
I can't stand people like that. I cannot stand people. We've all met people who are like, okay, I guess that was a hug. Or like, are you not going to say hi to me? And you like haven't said, like, you just haven't gone over to them yet. Brit is that person. She's needy as fuck. It's her insecurities. And like, why should we all have to deal with the shit in your life because you haven't been able to deal with it properly? And this has nothing to do with her dad. I'm just saying, like, she's just one of those insecure people who, like, the moment like you don't give them a hard enough hug, they suddenly are triggered into thinking that like they are being like they're alienated from the group. Like, relax. It was a hug.
I don't even think it's
so
that.
lucky.
I think she's just so like trying to start a fight over nothing. It's like, can we just have appetizers? Like, you don't have to try this hard. You fucking try hard. She's so ridiculous. So she's trying to start a fight, and Kenya's not taking the bait. She's like, okay, well, I didn't mean it like that. Whatever. It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial. Then Shamia comes in, and they're like, are you holding olive oil? And she's like, my love language is gifts. And, you know, I just want to say, Angela, I don't want you to cook with this. I just want you to know I'm sincerely sorry for attacking your visible appearance when I could have been attacking your rancid inner dark crystal soul. So please take this olive oil with the stick hanging out of it. And Angela's like, wait, just don't leave that on the countertop or Charles won't talk to you and then I won't be able to talk to you.
Please make sure this doesn't leave a little oil ring somewhere.
Yeah.
So Shamia's like saying, yeah, her love language is gifts. And, you know, she was happy that Angela accepted it. So that was a nice moment for the two of them. So now Angela kicks off the evening by welcoming everyone. And they're getting their food. And Kenya's like, what are those? And Portia's like, egg rolls. And she's like, but what's on the inside? And Portia's like, peach cobbler egg rolls. You know, everything's sunny, southern. So, you know, collard green egg rolls. And they're joking like it's chitlin egg rolls. And like they have like a little like yes and bit about the egg rolls, which was really funny.
So then Kelly sees Drew and she's like, so, you know, Drew, you brought some extra guests to my event last weekend. And I was like, well, she said she was bringing her sister, but now she's brought guests. And wow, they didn't buy anything either.
Well, you know who else didn't buy anything? All those children. So
she's so silent movie star in the look she gives. She's like,
I know. I loved that Kelly did this though. It's because Drew is. I know. And then we see Drew's makeup artist, Artez. He like walks in and then Kelly says, well, he stayed and he didn't buy anything. Meaning that like after Drew left, Artez just hung out and just was like in there for all the goss and try to get new clients. Yeah. So Kenya's like, didn't he buy something? Didn't everyone buy something? And then Kelly says, no. And Kenny's like, well, who didn't? And then Kelly does like a swivel and just stares at Drew, which of course Drew didn't buy anything.
It's like, what? That's just not true. It's not true at all. I got a blazer for my son. And Kelly's like, I did not see you walk out of the store with a bag.
So then Drew is like, no, well, it's being delivered. And then she pulls out her phone because she has proof. And she's like, here's the proof. And it's a text. And she gets a text while she's showing the proof. And it's a group text with Dennis on it. And Kelly's like, I see Dennis texting Portia. It's Dennis texting. And she's like, it's a group text. Hello, it's not private. There are other people on there.
And Drew insists that the Balmain jacket cost her $2,000, which is why I really believe that she didn't buy it. And Kelly is like, well, you spoke on buying something, and you even went as far as showing me a text message of you speaking with a sales associate, but you're not sending me a transaction. You didn't purchase anything. You're drinking champagne. You're eating hors d'oeuvres, and you're not buying anything? Clearly, she's not used to being in these rooms supporting a cause. Yeah, because normally you go to Balmain, and they're not like guilting you into giving 10% of money to somebody to buy their purses. Normally Balmain can stand on its own. It doesn't need a charity crutch.
Yeah. But Kelly is basically just saying that Drew just doesn't hang around in high-end waffle circles, and it's a pretty damning accusation.
I don't think you're supposed to have, I mean, this is a classic Housewives thing though, right? You have a charity and then you shame people based on how much they give you. But I'm showing up to work, ma'am. I have to shoot scenes here, and it's not fair that you have a scene that costs me money. Fuck off with that Balmain bullshit. I'm not going to go in there and spend $5,000 because you decided to have a charity that gives 10% back to an important cause. Fuck off. Have it at the hospital next time. You want my money? You better have some Make-A-Wish kids tap dancing. Earn it.
Well, I really like that Kelly did this thing at Balmain and then shamed Drew afterwards, because that is classic housewifery.
Yeah, it is.
And it's like we are getting like, this show has really desperately needed some rich bitch to come in here and be snobby for a while, because let's be honest, in the previous seasons it's been like, let's go to the archive and shop in Marlo's leftovers. So it's nice to get back into like a proper store.
Rent dresses to people who are 6'4", and that's it. The size,
my size.
4. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's nice to get out of tags and La Archive and get back into Balmain. So I'm gonna support this entire endeavor.
Yeah. By the way,
tags,
I
right?
was thinking
That's
today,
candies.
and she's not as ridiculous. She has not had as ridiculous moments yet, but I believe in her. I do get a little Marlo energy from Angela. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the voice or the affectation. I really don't know what it is yet, but I'm just putting that bet down now.
I think she has she comes off as someone who has like way more confidence. Like Marlo acts out in a way that you just feel like, oh, this is someone who's like desperate to be loved. And Angela's like,
these shows
I got a little beautiful.
Yeah, but we haven't seen Angela really pushed over the edge yet. So I want to see what she gets like when she's pushed over the edge. Because I'm just getting a slight bit of Marlo. They're just slight. It's just a hint.
Well, listen, she had a great comeback last week when she called Shamia Flava Flav. So, like, if that's a sign of what's to come, I'm very, very excited.
Yeah. Okay, so now they order food and they're talking about the hair spa, and Kenya's going to have a party. You're all invited. We have movie screens. And so basically they're all talking about how they're going to go, and Portia's like, well, I'm going to take my weave out because I'm going to get a massage on my head.
And she's joking about it. Better be for free. So then Angela's like, Shamia, bring us up to speed with everything that's going on in your life. And she's like, well, thank you so much. Well, the first thing that's happened in my life.
Rain, go away. She's like, I want to play you my new single. So here's my phone, everybody. And she holds up her phone. She starts playing it. She starts singing along with it. It's like, yeah, yeah. Leaf blower, whoa. Leaf blower. And they're like, that is
Heimlich. Yeah. Just singing along.
That's going to sell twice as much as your last single.
Yeah, and so she's singing, and Portia starts being she's being a dick. She's like, when do you start singing? She's like, it's me. No, that's not you. That's Drew. When do you sing? No, I am singing. That's Drew. What are you talking about? That's not your voice. She's like, I'm singing. You think I don't know your singing voice? That's not you. You're not singing right now. And Shamia's getting so annoyed at her.
Yeah, Portia's just being an asshole because Shamia had the nerve to kind of stand up to Portia on camera, and Portia no likey. She's like, okay, I'm the one who brought you on the show. I've kept you on the show for all these years, and now you're going to come take my show over and be rude to me or like stand up to me, because Portia deserved it. And Shamia didn't even do anything that bad. She was just visibly not pleased with Portia. And so now Portia is going to completely turn on Shamia. I mean, wow, that didn't take long.
Portia also she is pretty controlling about how she films. This whole Dennis thing, that is a full-fledged example of it. We've seen her leave vacations early. We saw that she dropped the news about Simon the day after part 3 of the reunion that season ended. So she is really good about, she puts a lot of time and effort into plotting what comes on screen, what is not on screen, how it is on screen, and who is it with. And so this is all to say Shamia has been a sidekick for years on this show. And now suddenly Shamia is not only a full-fledged cast member, she is initially being seen as the glue for this cast in the first few episodes. I don't think Portia likes that personally. We already see that she's uncomfortable with Dennis having scenes with Drew, and obviously she's in a better position with Shamia, but I don't think she's comfortable with Shamia having a peach.
Yeah, exactly. And she's going to make her pay for it. And if you don't believe that Portia is a controlling diva nightmare, watch her spinoff show. Yikes. Yikes. Yeah. It was so good. What a mess that show was. Okay, so, and I like that the producers are keeping a bit of that in because they're making Portia look so stupid. I like it. Like they're just editing in after she does, she says something she thinks is smart. I mean, they're kind of coming for her, and I like it. So let's see. So Shamia's not amused. She's like, okay. No. So now you're saying you don't really think that's me. That's great. Thanks.
And Portia tries to backtrack, and she's like,
when I say it sounds like Drew, it's because I think it sounds good. I genuinely thought it was Drew singing.
No. That's too late.
No,
you're being shady.
We play a game with deposit slips, which they write. It's just another way of that. Let's ask each other questions in order to start fights at this dinner where we don't know each other that well yet. So they do that. And the first question is, Shamia, what did you first do to earn that? What did you do to thank your husband for that Rolls Royce he bought you? And she's, does her like, twerking, shaking, clapping her butt cheeks like, Okay, next. Has Angela had a threesome? And she's like, hell no. My God. One time we tried that and someone actually got up on the counter and they were almost murdered. You got to watch that in my house.
And then someone says, I did hear your husband was spicy. And Angela's like, he can be. And Portia's like, well, now I've heard something else about Charles, because they're sort of alluding that there are stories about Charles that are out there. So then Brit is like,
I heard something about Charles. And and Brit's like,
wait a minute, Portia, you've got tea?
And Portia's like, I'll wait. I'm going to wait. And Angela's like, well, what did you hear about my husband? She's like, I'm going to wait. Okay, next question. So the next question, Angela's like, Portia doesn't even want to speak about her own marriage under her own relationship. So why are you mentioning my husband? Like, don't even say Charles's name. Don't even get it out. I'm sorry, stupid bitch.
The producer goes, what? And she says, nothing. So now Kenya, what color panties do you have on? So she throws her panties. She shows her panties, saying, "Oh my God, that's the biggest vagina. It's gonna eat all the food." And then we get to
finally get to shady questions. It's the silly questions. Which, by the way, thankfully the silly part was like really brief. It wasn't like Potomac or like Beverly Hills where they draw out or Real Housewives of New York. Like, what's your favorite sexual position you've had while eating ice cream? And then it's like 10 minutes of them talking about it, and then 10 minutes of interviews of them reacting like, vanilla ice cream. I don't think I can eat vanilla ice cream ever again. So this is just like a quick thing, and then they get to the shady questions. So then they come for Kenya, and by they I mean Brit. So Brit says
to Kenya, can you speak to Brit kindly and not with an attitude? I didn't write it, I promise.
Well, there was a first question that Drew read that was like, Kenya, why are you so worried about a happily married woman? And Kenya just kind of laughs it off. She goes, it's a habit. And Kelly's like, a habit? She goes, I'm just being silly. And so now Brit asked the question you just said. Can you speak to Brit kindly and not with an attitude? I didn't write that, I promise. I didn't write it, but it's hilarious. Are you mad because Brit's gorgeous and wears denim tops?
Are you jealous of insurance agents?
So then Kenya's like, well, the answer is yes. I can speak to everyone kindly without an attitude, and I think I have. And so Brit's like, yeah, but we're talking about me, sweetheart. So what do you mean? Why? I've got the floor, baby. You're the one with the attitude here. Kenya does not give you any attitude or any like really significant attitude for
And
Kenya.
Kenya's still smiling, and she's just like, "You want a moment? Have your moment." She goes, "This is not a moment." She goes, "Yeah, it's a big moment for you." She goes, "You're having a moment. Do you need to step out? Do you need to step out?" And I cannot believe Drew wasn't like, "Well, thank you for acknowledging that," because that it's close. It's close to one of my huge films.
Yeah, The Pass. It's also close to my ex-husband's book, The Step In Parenting. So then
Wasn't
Kenya's
she in
like,
Step Up, Drew?
oh, she was in Step Up. You're right. Yeah,
Sorry,
I thought
it was
there was a
close
reference
enough.
to the Step In Parenting, and then I was thinking about Drop It with Drew when they did Steps. Anyway,
Drop It with
so
Drew.
Brit
She's
Brit
like,
is
"Would
like,
you like to drop it, Kenya?" She's like, "Thank you. Thank you again. Just thank you."
so Brit is like, Brit's like, do you need to step, like, you're having a moment. Do you need to step out? And Kenya's like, I am a moment. I can speak to everyone. And Brit's like, oh, well, this wasn't about everyone. You want me to read it again? Would you like me to read it again? I'm like, wow, you're really fired up about a question you quote unquote didn't write yourself.
She's like the SNL parody, or the one that the Bitch Sesh girls did years ago, like the Hot Wives, where they would just be like, "Pepper, you said you want pepper? How dare you?" Just like,
Yeah, the person's
suddenly
going to
going at it
grasp
over
ready.
nothing.
Yeah, like ready to be like a professional reality star. So Kenya's like, okay, I'm not going to play these childish games. Peasants cannot come for queens. And she's like, what? That was what? You said peasant? And Angela's like, okay, well, guys, we have olive oil over here. Olive branch. Charles is going to get mad soon if it spills. So come on, enjoy it.
I love when she goes, "Girls have got olive oil over here." And so Kenya's like, "Please stop." And Britt goes, "I didn't send for her." And Kenya goes, "Oh yeah, thanks for using one of my catchphrases."
She's, girl, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here, bitch. And everyone's like, okay, whatever. Some people are trying to be the wrong ones for their moment. Like, get the fuck out of here, bitch.
And
everyone's just
everyone
like,
knows, like everyone sees how ridiculous she's being, but she just won't stop saying, "Oh yeah, you want to come for me? You want a piece of me? I'm like a piece of apple pie. Everyone's gonna get a piece today. Come at me, bitch.
and,
What are you
and
talking
here's how you know
about?
she's
What's
really,
wrong with you?
it felt very like it was you know, it was kind of like Brittany Bateman trying to have a scene on Salt Lake City, you know. And like Brittany Bateman was funny because she also was just as blatant and obvious, but she just flopped so many times that we just grew to enjoy it. But Britt isn't at that level yet of flopping so many. This is just like she needs to do a whole bunch of flops, but she is also met with the same thing that Brittany Bateman was often met with, which is indifference, and that's really a bad sign when she's trying to stir this whole thing up and she's starting to get feisty, and just no one's paying attention. Everyone's like, okay, whatever, we're gonna go now.
Yeah, they
they're
just all
like,
get up
Kenya's
to
like,
leave.
whatever. Kenya's just
yeah.
ignoring it. She's trying to gather the veterans to like, you know, kiki about it, etc. Like, she doesn't care.
Yeah, I like that when Kenya was like, can all the people who have been on this show come outside with me? And so they start leaving. And this is when Britt is like, well, hold on. Let me call my husband that cares about me. And Kenya's like, she's kind of, and Portia's like, yeah, she's being extra. So Britt's like, wait, let me come on this side so I can be aware of my surroundings. Oh, we're not done. We're not done. We're still catching this moment. Where are you going? I'm going to call my husband. I'm going to call my husband. And
My husband's calling. Everyone, my husband's calling. Oh, do you guys have a husband? Because I've got a husband. He's calling right now.
It's like, oh my God, shut the fuck up.
yeah, so Drew's like, what are we doing? Can I put this gift down? It's really heavy. We didn't even see what was in the gift, did we?
No, we didn't. They got these big ass gifts, and now they're all just like, literally, the veterans are getting into their own car to drive away to talk smack about the newbies.
And I like that Drew's basically like, are we filming? Because I don't have the upper body strength to hold this. Oh, we are filming? Oh, yeah. She's lifting it up and down. She's like, yeah, doing reps.
Not dropping it with. She's like, this is hard because I want to show I can do reps, but I also need to drop it to show I can drop it with Drew.
So Britt still keeps going. Now she's on the phone. She's like, somebody find my husband. Where you at, baby? And then the vets, Kenya, Shamia, and Portia go to the car. And Britt's like, I'm ready, baby. I had to let that bitch know. I mean, don't play with me, bitch. And Britt starts going off. Like, everything's fine. Everything's cool. Everything's good. Kenya, her little ditzy ass, like, bitch, play that shit in front of the cameras. Don't play that with me. I don't play those games. I don't play them. I got whips. I got a pistol. I got everything. I was like, oh, no. Really?
No.
So...
Yeah, she's really trying so hard right now. She's like,
Play that shit for the cameras. Don't play that shit with me.
she called you a peasant. Girl, you really have to relax.
Yeah, she called you a peasant, and you're begging your husband for extra money to not have popcorn ceilings. Like, she wasn't really wrong. You know what I mean?
I'm shocked that she's not getting along with her sisters. She goes,
Do all that fake Hollywood shit. This is real life. This is real life. This is real life.
you just had a dinner party in a bank vault. It's not real life. I'm telling you this right now. It's not.
Like, I don't play those type of games. You want to be respectful. No fucking peasants. You got to be respectful around here. And if you don't know, you're going to learn today. This is the day you're going to learn.
See, this is why I'm sad that Kenya really screws the pooch next week, because this is the perfect example of why Kenya is really like one of the all-time greatest villains, because she can say one word. She calls this girl a peasant, and Brit has now lost the thread. She is spiraling in a parking lot outside of a fake bank and losing her mind, threatening to pull out whips and pistols because she was called a peasant, while the person who she's yelling at is in a car and has already driven away. I mean, I think this is like, that is how, like, Kenya just is like one of those people who knows to say the right thing just to send someone off. And it's so good. And it makes me so mad that she messed up so much next week.
Well, I think it's also just that Brittany wants to fight so bad, and Kenya's just not giving it to her. So she's like a little kid, you know, she's not getting her way.
Yeah.
So she's just going crazier and crazier. And now she's just like sitting there yelling and threatening to shoot people or insinuating that she could shoot people, just to keep it technical. And meanwhile, Kenya's like, whatever. So she gets in Portia's car and they drive off, but their mics are still on. And Britt's still going on.
Oh, she's one of those types where she just wants to keep poking and being dismissive. Well, take it, bitch. I'm wearing a denim top, and I do real estate, and I'm hot.
And the girls in the car, Kenya's like, wow, she's talking about
guns.
A gun? Really?
And of course, like,
She said gun.
and Kenya's like, yeah, she was talking about she still's got a pistol on me. I mean, this girl is a problem. She's got to go. She's got to go for real. And Portia's like, yeah, she's got a little hype. So I'm going to go this way. And Kenya's like, please let her do something to me so she can go. Okay. Oh, look, Charles Oakley is here. I'm not going anywhere near Charles. I don't want any problems with Angela. So, which is sort of to imply that there's something going on with Charles. But I think it just
I didn't mean yikes to that. I just meant yikes to the Brit stuff. Like, yikes.
Yeah, no, I'm saying yikes too, because I think Kenya may have spilled something in Charles's presence, and that's a no.
Well, that brings us to the end of Atlanta. Down with Brit, I say. I think she sucks.
Yeah, she does.
I don't need any
She
more
really
of that.
does suck.
Like, if this is her audition, you're done. If
Just
we
trying
were the
too
judges,
hard.
we would have been like, go away. You're trying way too hard, and this is not the show for that, ma'am. Okay, you're trash.
Yeah, she did okay the first
Go
few
be like
weeks. but she's-
poor and pretend you're getting lobster catered somewhere else, ma'am. I can't.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks everyone for being here. Thanks everyone that came out to our shows over the weekend. Those were so wonderful. And we will see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Our way is the Amber way.
It's the Foster and the Furious. It's Amanda Foster. It's always automatic with Ashley Auto.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Put your hands together for Carly Clapp. Catherine DiBernardo has our Hardo.
Get on the right foot with Chrissy Offutt. Dana C. Dana Do.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Etchels.
We never miss her call. It's Diane Call.
Erin McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. Jamie, she has no last namey. You'll never hide from Heidi Eleanor Jones. I go, you go, we all go for Hugo.
Hava Nagila Weber.
We could all learn from Jennifer Kearns.
She's our kind of mess. It's Jennifer Messer.
Sipped some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
Knock, knock, knocking on Katie Mannock's door. She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Get a bee in your bonnet with Lacey B.
Bringing the funk, it's Leslie Plunkett.
She gets an A from us. It's Lindsay D. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Fresh as a daisy, it's Maisie McHenry. We love her on the rocks. It's Melissa Cox. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
This is Living with Michelle Vivian.
I love ya, Olivia Williamson. Tastier than Flanderson, it's Rachel Manderson.
She sure is swell. It's Raquel.
Yes, we canna, it's Savannah.
Cast a spell with Shannon Spellman.
Let's share with Sharon Eldridge.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors. She's VVIP, it's Amanda V. Can't lose when you're with Amy Baldwin.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
She's got a leg up. It's Beth Ani.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Who, what, why, where, and Gwen Pentland.
It's our queen. It's Queen Latifah.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
We got our wish. It's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh. She's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo.
She gets an A, it's Kelly B.
We love him madly. It's Kyle Pod Shadley. We're ride or die for Lisa Ryder Barron. She's a whiz. It's Liz Sarthy. Always killing it. It's Lola Alkalani.
The incredible edible Matthews sisters. She eases our woes. It's Melissa St. Rose.
Give him hell, Miss Noel. She's the queen bee. It's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Couture. We love you guys.